Get your mind and body ready to get the most out of your study sessions. Breathwork is step 3 of 5 that you can use to get ready to study. It'll take you 2 minutes. If you experience test anxiety, focus problems, overwhelming emotions, or just flat out mental fatigue, you're not alone. In fact, these are some of the most common problems students have today. In this video, you will learn how breathwork will help you to immediately overcome these problems. And you'll also learn how breathwork can lead you to your genius level. Before we get into breathwork information, I challenge you to 21 seconds of breathwork with me right now to see if you notice an immediate change. All right, here's the timer. Try to sit up straight because if you slouch, you can't take in as much oxygen. We're going to start in 3 seconds. Close your eyes. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. In. Out. All right, open your eyes and breathe normally. Do you notice any difference? Do you feel calmer? Do you feel more focused? I know I do. All right, so if you noticed an immediate change from this breath work, then you realize it's not woo-woo. You didn't have to sit in a weird position, you didn't have to chant, and we didn't burn incense. Now, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying you don't have to. A couple of minutes of breath work can be done at any time to lower your stress and improve your performance. But there's an especially exciting aspect of breath work that I'm going to explain in this video. You can use breath work to take you to your genius level. Here's a simple explanation of what breath work does. When you get stressed and anxious, your brain sends signals out to other parts of your body to change your body's physiology in a way where it prioritizes fast action over deeper thinking. The faster action is called fight or flight, and fight or flight is exactly what you need to increase your chances of survival if you're being chased by a hungry lion, wolf, tiger, or any other scary creature of your choice that's trying to eat you. Our brains do this because evolution hasn't yet caught up. So your brain doesn't know the difference between the stress you would experience if you're being chased by a predator and the stress that you experience if something happens to you at school. The problem is that is the opposite of the frame of mind that you need to have when you sit down to read, do homework, or take a test. What breathwork does is it reverses all that. It switches you from the fast action fight or flight state to a calm, deeper thinking state. Now let's dive deeper in how breathwork changes your body physiology to make all of this happen. And if you follow this video all the way through the end, you'll discover how breathwork changes your brain's electrical waves from chaotic beta waves, which are present when you're under stress and you have anxiety, to synchronized gamma waves, which bring out the genius in you. First, how does stress and anxiety make it hard for us to study? When you are stressed and anxious, your brain detects that there is a threat present, and within seconds, it tunes your body up for fight or flight. It triggers your amygdala, which is your emotion and fear center. Your amygdala sends an emergency signal to the hypothalamus, which then activates your sympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system then does 2 things to get your body ready for fight or flight. 1, it stimulates your adrenal glands to release cortisol and adrenaline. Those stress hormones increase neural firing, making your brain's activity more chaotic and more scattered. This increases your brain's electrical beta wave activity, and those beta waves become hyperwaves. You get stuck in a mode of worry and stress. 2, your sympathetic nervous system then causes you to start shallow chest breathing, and shallow chest breathing causes an imbalance in oxygen and carbon dioxide. That then causes your brain's blood vessels to constrict, which reduces the flow of oxygen to your brain, so then it can go to your muscles that you need to be able to run away from a predator. That also causes an increase in chaotic neural firing and unsynchronized beta wave activity. So 2 things happen when your sympathetic nervous system is activated. 1, you get increased beta wave activity. This causes a hyper-alertness, overthinking, and worrying. The second thing that happens is you get more oxygen to the muscles and less to the brain. This is all great if you're trying to escape a predator, but it's not good if you're trying to do some deep thinking. Have you ever tried to read something after a super emotional moment, something that's really stressful, so much that you're actually shaking, and then you try to read this? You read it over and over and over, and you ask yourself, you know what? I have no idea what I just read. It is really difficult to focus and absorb anything in this heightened state. Second, how can breathwork bring out the genius in you? First, I'm going to explain what brainwaves are. Then I'm going to explain how breathwork takes you from the chaotic beta wave state to the synchronized alpha gamma state, which is when you're at your genius level. What are brainwaves? Electrical impulses are formed when millions of neurons in your brain all communicate with each other. The rhythm of that communication forms brainwaves. In this video, I'm only going to talk about alpha, beta, and gamma waves. Alpha waves are low frequency and they're synchronized. They allow you to relax just enough for higher order processing to occur. Beta waves are faster and they're unsynchronized. They're unsynchronized because different parts of your brain are firing at different times. Think of beta waves as the choppy water you'd see on top of a lake. Lots of random medium frequency waves all mixed together. Gamma waves are the fastest and they're also synchronized. They are considered the super brain waves. Aha moments occur when you are experiencing gamma waves. Here's how breathwork gets you to that coupled alpha-gamma state. When you do breathwork, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system and your vagus nerve. Together, these restore balance and calmness and return you to the synchronized alpha wave state. Follow the link below for my YouTube video on how meditation gets your mind and body ready to study for exact details on how the parasympathetic nervous system does this. Alpha waves create a flow state in your brain. So what's a flow state? Have you ever worked on something that's really intense and got really absorbed, and before you know it, several hours have passed and you're done with the work and you're super happy with what you got done? That's a flow state. In a flow state, you're calm and you're focused. You're able to absorb new information, you're able to make connections you never noticed before, and you're able to solve problems in new ways. Your true genius comes through when alpha waves are coupled with gamma waves. You must pass through alpha waves to get to gamma waves because alpha waves quiet mental noise, allowing alpha wave driven insights to break through. Gamma waves allow for deeper processing and deeper memory encoding. You've probably experienced gamma waves, you just never really thought about how you got there. Breathwork is the tool that will get you to that coupled alpha gamma wave state. Here are some breathwork exercises that I recommend to get you into these higher wave states. You do box breathing, a 4-4-4-4 box breathing exercise. So you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold for 4 seconds, you exhale for 4 seconds, and you hold in that state for 4 seconds. And then you cycle through, repeat for up to 2 minutes. You could also do a 4-7-8 breathing exercise. So inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. And then repeat that for 1 or 2 minutes. Either one of these you can do anywhere, anytime to get yourself from that chaotic beta wave state to a synchronized alpha wave state where you can actually do some thinking. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it was useful, consider liking it and subscribing so you can stay updated on new content. You can also drop a comment below because I'd love to hear your thoughts and any suggestions you might have for future videos.